Hiya, Georgie. What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today, you'll float too, because today we're taking a look at It Chapter 1, the 2017 remake of It. I've never seen the original, but I do really enjoy the new too, and also there is a new series coming out, so what better time to review the two It movies now that there is a new series coming out. So that's what we're doing today. We're reviewing the new two. No, we're not taking a look at the old one. If you do want me to watch the old one, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll watch it and I'll review it for you guys next Halloween. You know, I'm gonna make you wait. 100% gonna make you wait. But because I've already scheduled the film reviews for this Halloween. So, you know, you gotta wait, you gotta be patient. But obviously with the new It show coming out, I thought it'd be a great time to take a look at the two newer It movies. So tomorrow we're gonna be taking a look at It Chapter 2, today we're gonna be taking a look at It Chapter 1, or just It, which came out in 2017, is a horror mystery, and is 2 hours and 15 minutes. This shit came out when I was in secondary school, and I wasn't old enough to watch it in cinemas when this originally came out. Did I still watch it? Abso-fucking-lutely. But this has a 7.3 out of 10 on IMDb and 85% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 4.3 out of 5 on Amazon. You can watch this on Amazon, Sky Store, Google Play, and Now TV. Stephen, helpless and bullied. Children. Oh, 7, not Stephen. 7 helpless and bullied children are forced to face their worst nightmares when Pennywise, a shape-shifting clown, reappears. The clown, an ancient evil, torments children's before feeding on them. So how this story actually starts off is with a starter kill, where we see a couple of teens going into like a tunnel in the woods, which actually looks very similar to one that I have quite close to my house. Shitting myself now, not gonna lie, but you know, they go into it. They get murdered. They set the scene. They set the tone of the movie. The murder. The bloodthirst. Brilliant. We then get introduced to our main cast of characters. However, they're not all friends yet. They're not all close. We see them grow together and get closer and build friendships and bonds as the movie goes on. We have the ginger girl, you know, moving to this town. I think she's new to this town. And she gets picked on and preyed on by Pennywise. The other kids get picked on and preyed on by Pennywise because we have like 5 of them being the outcasts, like the Stranger Things kids. And one of them is quite a loudmouth, also played by Finn Wolfhard, which is quite funny, to be fair, again, with the like references to Stranger Things. But they all get bullied, they all have their own fears, they all have their own problems that are going on, they're all being picked on by Pennywise. They all come together, and they all talk about their experiences, they go to like the adults who don't believe them, you know, the stereotypical Stranger Things type stuff, and then they try and go to a house to try and stop Pennywise on their own. And yeah, they go into the house, they face their fears, they get separated, they all have to overcome something. And in overcoming it, Pennywise no longer has any fear to feed on, and he basically becomes useless and then disappears. And he allegedly dies. It's made to think that he dies, but that's pretty much the movie. I also believe the starter kill was actually Georgie. I forgot to mention this. This is like a massive plot point in the movie. Kid makes a paper boat, sails down, goes into the drain, and then Pennywise shows up, goes, "Hiya, Georgie, wanna play a game?" I don't think he says wanna play a game, that's just like a Saw thing, but he rips his arm off and fucking eats him, and, you know, a balloon, generic. This actually did have a little bit of a collaboration with Fortnite, with Pleasant Park having a couple of balloons coming out the sewer grates. Everybody thought we was gonna get a Pennywise skin. That isn't any more reasonable today than it was back then. It is more likely today than it is back then, with the other horror collaborations that we have had in Fortnite, and especially with them getting a new series, I think a Pennywise skin would go incredibly hard, and I would buy it as soon as possible. But the CGI and the aesthetics of this movie are fucking brilliant. The horror vibes are brilliant. The way Pennywise is brilliant. Like, his actor is an incredible actor. He's got like such good, like, Jim Carrey level of, like, contortion and control over his face to make these really strange and, like, really silly, like, creepy looking facial, like, expressions, which is just so good. And I don't know, just the way he, like, moves his face and the way he, like, is and the way he talks is just so eerie, but is also still so, like, performative, like a clown. Like, he's doing this as, like, a performance, and he isn't, like, just doing it to scare them. It's like he's putting on a show, and, like, he's entertaining himself in doing it, and I honestly really like it. I think Pennywise is just such a cool villain. But yeah, the kids are obviously the main characters. They're the ones that try and stop Pennywise. They have pretty good, like, on-screen chemistry, and my favorite one is actually Finn Wolfhard. I just like how, like, you know, obnoxious he is. Like, he is, like, he's 100% overcompensating. Like, he is the little shit. He's the loudmouth. I think he's funny. I think he's great. He did get a couple of chuckles out of me when I did watch this movie, but obviously the main character is the one whose brother did die to Pennywise, so he has a pretty big grudge against Pennywise, and that's obviously where, like, the whole thing is sparked from. Other than that, the chemistry between the other characters is quite good as well. Like, they all have their time to shine. Like, no one is overlooked. They all have a pretty fair share of screen time, except, like, the main two there, like, obviously got way more than everyone else, but, like, the secondary, like, cast from the main characters, they have, like, a pretty equal share of screen time and a pretty equal share of, like, scares and what's going on with them. And to be fair, each scare is unique to the child and is unique to their experience, which again is quite good and quite creative and leads to it being more of, like, a dynamic movie and, like, leads to more opportunities with the, like, fear factor with it. Again, quite like it. You'll float too is a big tagline, and yeah, in the sewers where Pennywise lived, I do believe he had people floating, and that's how he ate their fear, ate their soul, or whatever. I don't know how he really works, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know the science. That's a question for film theory, not a question for me. But, yeah, they did update his design from the 19 versions. Like, he has more of a, Shakespearean style attire, Victorian style clown, rather than a modern style clown. And he has a massive fucking forehead as well, not gonna lie. Fucking Megamind over here. Very, very strange choices, but it all adds to the experience, and to be fair, I think he looks scarier than the original, not gonna lie. Not gonna lie, he looks a lot creepier in this one than he does in the original. I don't really have much else to say. The story was pretty good. I like the mystery around it and, like, trying to figure out what Pennywise is, why is he doing this, how is he doing this. But again, it is like a Stranger Things vibe with, like, it being left up to the kids to go and solve it. And to be fair, it is basically just like a Stranger Things thing, where they all go on their bikes into the woods, into the sewers, and basically try and find Pennywise and put an end to this torment because they're sick of it. They're sick of being treated like shit, they're sick of being scared, and they go in and save the day. They stop him. And to be fair, you wouldn't catch me doing that shit. I would not go and do that shit. I would accept death, to be fair. I think I would just curl up and accept death, because fuck am I gonna go stop a clown? I don't care if I got my boys with me. I don't give a fuck. I ain't gonna go and fucking fight a clown. Like, nah. That ain't my shit. So, props to these kids for being quite brave, braver than me, to go and stop a fucking clown. But, yeah, overall, great movie. Solid, like, 9 out of 10, honestly. I think this is one of the better horror movies that we have got. Again, it's not realistic. Obviously. Fucking obviously. But it does still have quite effective scares to it. And normally, if it is something more, like, unrealistic, I find it less scary. But this one did get me to shit myself a couple of times, and it still makes me very wary going round that tunnel, that like sewer pipe thing, you know, near where I live, because it looks very similar. It does look very similar, so I am always a little wary when walking around that area, just in case a little boggle-eyed clown comes crawling out and gives me a red balloon, telling me I'll float too. So, I hope you all come back tomorrow for the It Chapter 2 review, where we take a look at that movie and give a little bit more of a talk about that one, and why I think it might be better or worse than this movie. Again, not giving anything away. You gotta go check it out for yourself. But, yeah, this is solid 9 out of 10. I'll see you all next one. Hope you all have an excellent day, and goodbye. Stay home and stay safe. If you do want more Tyler Price in your life, you can check out the link in the description, which will take you to everything else that I have to offer as a content creator, from my Reddit, Discord, Cameo, Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, comic book, podcast. Again, trying to think of more stuff that's on there, but you'll find something on there. There is something for everybody there, and there is something for everybody on the YouTube channel. We have food reviews, game reviews, gameplay clips. We have so much on the channel for you to go take a look at and enjoy. We have fashion, we have news, we have everything that you could ask for and more on the channel. So, without any further delay, I'm going to love you and leave you, and I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.